Punch stopped moving the moment the baby tried to stand. At first, nobody around him seemed to notice it. The troop continued their normal morning routine. Some monkeys groomed quietly in the corner of the enclosure. Others searched for food near the rocks while soft wind moved through the trees above them. But Punch noticed. The tiny newborn was trembling beside its mother, struggling to lift its small body from the ground for the very first time. And something in Punch's eyes changed immediately. He stared so intensely that even the caretakers watching nearby became curious. Usually, Punch was playful around younger monkeys, sometimes shy, sometimes emotional. But this was different. This time, he looked completely frozen. The baby's mother stayed close, carefully lowering herself beside the newborn as it tried to balance on weak little legs. Every tiny movement looked difficult. The baby shook nervously and nearly collapsed after only a second. But the mother gently supported him, and Punch quietly leaned closer. Nobody could know exactly what he was thinking in that moment. But watching the newborn struggle under the loving protection of its mother seemed to affect him deeply, because Punch never really had that. Not the way this baby did. The newborn tried again. Its tiny hands pressed against the ground while its legs trembled underneath its body. The mother stayed close enough to catch him instantly if he fell. And finally, the baby managed one tiny step. Just one. But to Punch, it looked enormous. His eyes widened immediately. His hands slowly stopped moving. Even his breathing seemed different now, slower and more focused, as if he couldn't look away even if he wanted to. Then the newborn stumbled. Its small body tilted forward awkwardly, and for a split second it looked like the baby might hit the wooden platform face first. But before anything could happen, the mother wrapped one arm protectively around the tiny monkey and pulled him safely against her chest. The baby let out a soft, frightened cry, and the moment Punch heard it, he flinched. It was small, almost impossible to notice, but the caretakers saw it clearly. The cry affected him deeply. Punch lowered his head for a moment, staring silently at the ground, while the mother gently groomed the baby to calm him down. The newborn slowly relaxed against her warm fur. Safe, protected, loved. Punch watched every second of it. And then something heartbreaking happened. Very slowly, Punch wrapped his own arms around himself, as if he suddenly felt cold, or maybe lonely. One caretaker later admitted that moment almost made them cry, because it didn't look random. It looked emotional, like Punch was trying to understand what that kind of comfort might feel like. The baby soon became brave enough to try standing again. This time, Punch moved even closer. Not aggressively, not excitedly, carefully, respectfully. The mother noticed him immediately. She looked directly into his eyes while holding the newborn close to her chest. For a second, nobody moved. Even the baby became quiet. Punch stopped completely, almost as if he was waiting for permission to stay nearby. And surprisingly, the mother didn't chase him away. She simply continued watching her baby. So Punch slowly sat down only a short distance away, quietly observing the little family with eyes full of emotion. The newborn reached forward again, trying to balance on shaking legs. One step, then another. The tiny monkey wobbled dangerously from side to side, while its mother followed every movement carefully, ready to protect him at any second. And suddenly, the baby accidentally turned toward Punch. For one brief moment, the newborn stared directly at him. Punch froze instantly. The baby blinked curiously, then took another tiny step forward, toward Punch. The caretakers nearby immediately became nervous. Babies were unpredictable, and mothers were extremely protective. One wrong movement could create tension inside the troop. But something unexpected happened instead. Punch lowered his head softly, almost gently, as if he didn't want the baby to feel afraid of him. The newborn stopped only inches away from Punch now. Its little legs shook violently while trying to stay balanced. And then, the baby lost balance again. This time, however, before the mother could fully react, Punch instinctively leaned forward with concern. He didn't grab the baby, didn't touch him roughly. He simply moved closer with visible panic in his eyes. The mother immediately pulled the newborn safely back toward herself. But she didn't attack Punch, because somehow she understood his reaction wasn't dangerous. It was caring. And maybe that's what made the entire moment so emotional. Punch wasn't jealous. He wasn't trying to take attention away from the mother. He simply cared about the baby. The newborn soon calmed down again while hiding against its mother's chest. Tiny fingers clung tightly to her fur while she gently groomed the top of his head. Punch stared at them silently, longingly. The expression on his face almost looked painful, because moments like these probably awakened memories inside him that could never fully disappear. The feeling of needing comfort, the feeling of wanting protection, the feeling of wanting someone to stay. For several minutes, Punch simply sat there quietly watching the mother care for her baby after every stumble. And each time the newborn became scared, the mother was there immediately, every single time. Slowly, the baby became more confident. His tiny legs still trembled badly, but now he managed several steps in a row before collapsing into his mother's arms again. And strangely, every success made Punch look happy, not sad, not jealous. Happy, as if watching the newborn grow stronger filled some empty space inside his heart. Then came the moment nobody expected. The mother carefully lowered the baby back onto the wooden platform so he could try again. The newborn stood shakily, looked around nervously, and then began walking directly toward Punch once more. One tiny step at a time. Punch didn't move at all now. His entire body looked tense with emotion. The baby finally reached him and stopped only inches away. Then slowly, very slowly, the newborn lifted one tiny hand toward Punch. Nobody breathed. The caretakers watching nearby completely froze. Punch looked shocked, almost afraid to move. His eyes immediately shifted toward the mother, silently checking her reaction. But she stayed calm, and that changed everything. Carefully, gently, Punch reached his hand forward too. Their fingers touched for only a second, but the effect on Punch was immediate. Something softened inside his eyes instantly. The sadness, the loneliness, the tension. For one brief moment it all disappeared, and in its place appeared something warmer, something peaceful. The baby simply stared at Punch curiously while holding onto his finger. No fear, no panic, only curiosity. Punch looked overwhelmed by the tiny act of trust, because trust meant everything to him. The newborn soon lost balance again and fell softly against Punch's arm. And this time, instead of pulling away, Punch carefully steadied the baby. so gently that even the caretakers looked surprised. The mother watched closely the entire time, but she still didn't interfere, almost as if she understood that Punch's heart was softer than anyone realized. The newborn squeaked happily and climbed back toward his mother again. Punch continued watching him silently, but now his expression looked different, lighter somehow, as if the tiny interaction had healed something invisible inside him. The afternoon sunlight slowly filled the enclosure while the troop settled into a calmer rhythm. Some monkeys rested quietly in the shade while others groomed one another peacefully nearby. But Punch never left the baby's side. Every time the newborn tried standing again, Punch watched carefully. Every stumble made him nervous. Every success made him happy. And slowly, something beautiful began happening between them. The baby stopped fearing Punch completely. Whenever the newborn looked around curiously, his eyes often searched for Punch nearby, and Punch always stayed close, not demanding attention, not interrupting the mother, simply protecting from a distance. At one point, the newborn wandered too close to the edge of the platform again. Before anyone else reacted, Punch immediately stood up with visible alarm. The mother quickly pulled the baby back safely. Then she looked directly at Punch, and for the first time that day, she moved slightly closer to him. It was subtle, tiny, but meaningful, almost like silent acceptance. Punch looked stunned by it, as if he couldn't believe he was truly being allowed near the little family. The newborn soon curled safely against his mother once again, exhausted from practicing his first steps all afternoon. The mother gently groomed him while he slowly closed his eyes. And beside them, Punch quietly sat down too, very close now. The baby sleepily reached one tiny hand outward again while drifting toward sleep. This time, Punch softly touched the newborn's fingers without hesitation, and the baby didn't pull away. Neither did the mother. For several peaceful minutes, the three of them remained together under the warm evening light. The tiny sleeping newborn, the protective mother, and Punch, watching them with eyes full of emotions too deep for words. Maybe he was imagining the childhood he never had. Or maybe, for the first time in a very long while, Punch no longer felt completely alone. And as the sun slowly disappeared behind the trees, Punch gently closed his eyes beside the little family, looking calmer than anyone had seen him in weeks. Not sad, not abandoned, just peaceful.